Imagine being one of the greatest thinkers of your time, a brilliant mind who shaped the foundations of Western thought. Yet, instead of living out your days as a revered philosopher, you get caught in the ruthless world of politics, ultimately losing your life in a brutal purge. This is the story of Cicero, a man whose incredible intellectual achievements were overshadowed by his political missteps. What if Cicero had stayed out of politics altogether? Could he have been remembered like Virgil or Appian as one of Rome's greatest minds, untouched by the cutthroat political arena? Let's dive into how Cicero's entry into politics ultimately led to his tragic downfall, and explore what his legacy might have been if he had focused on philosophy rather than power. Cicero was more than just a politician. He was one of Rome's greatest intellectuals, a master of rhetoric whose speeches and writings influenced generations of thinkers, from the Renaissance to modern times. His works on law, ethics, and politics are still studied today, and his skill as an orator was unmatched in his time. He wrote extensively about duty, justice, and governance, setting the stage for many of the legal and philosophical principles that still shape Western thought. Cicero was deeply influenced by Stoicism and sought to promote ideas of virtue and moral duty in both public and private life. In the realm of philosophy, he was Rome's towering figure. But then there was his political career. Cicero's intellectual brilliance was undeniable, but his talents didn't translate well into the brutal and volatile world of Roman politics. Despite being a novus homo, a new man who rose to power without noble ancestry, Cicero quickly aligned himself with the senatorial elite, becoming a staunch defender of the Roman Republic. He wanted to preserve the system of government he believed had made Rome great. But this position pitted him against rising populists like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. He fought to maintain the status quo, even as the political ground shifted beneath him. The more he clung to his ideal of a republican Rome, the more out of touch he seemed with the realities of Roman society. His opposition to populist reforms made him appear elitist, and his belief that he could navigate the treacherous waters of Roman power struggles proved to be a grave miscalculation. Cicero's entry into politics came at a time when the Roman Republic was crumbling. His most famous political moment came when he exposed the Catiline Conspiracy, a plot to overthrow the government. Cicero's role in stopping this coup made him a hero to some, but it also marked the beginning of his downfall. He endorsed the execution of the conspirators without trial, a decision that haunted him for the rest of his career. Despite his best efforts, Cicero was unable to prevent the rise of Julius Caesar, whom he admired personally but opposed politically. After Caesar's assassination, Cicero tried to reassert the Senate's power, siding with Caesar's assassins and turning against Mark Antony. His Philippics, a series of scathing speeches against Antony, were brilliant displays of rhetoric, but they also painted a target on his back. Cicero believed he could manipulate the young Octavian, later Augustus, to oppose Antony and restore the Republic. He was wrong. Octavian had no intention of being anyone's pawn, and Cicero's miscalculation sealed his fate. But what if Cicero had chosen a different path? What if he had focused solely on his intellectual pursuits, leaving the political games to others? Cicero's literary contributions were immense. His writings shaped the development of Western law, ethics, and rhetoric. Had he avoided the cutthroat politics of Rome, Cicero might have been remembered alongside figures like Virgil and Appian, intellectuals who contributed to Rome's cultural and historical legacy without getting their hands dirty in political bloodshed. By staying out of politics, Cicero could have continued to influence Rome and future generations through his philosophical works, perhaps even writing histories or treatises that would rival those of Livy or Tacitus. His moral teachings might have reached further, influencing not only Rome, but all of Western civilization without the stain of political failure. Instead, Cicero was caught in the political chaos of the late Republic, and his ambitions in this dangerous arena led directly to his downfall. Cicero's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of mixing intellectual brilliance with political ambition. His talents as a thinker were extraordinary, but they didn't prepare him for the ruthless nature of Roman politics. His belief in the Republic and his own ability to guide its destiny blinded him to the realities of power. Cicero's eventual execution during the proscriptions ordered by his political enemy Mark Antony was a brutal end for a man who could have left a lasting legacy as one of Rome's greatest philosophers. Instead, Cicero is remembered both for his intellectual achievements and his tragic political miscalculations. While his writings on law, rhetoric, and philosophy continue to influence the world today, his life story is also a reminder that even the greatest minds can be destroyed by the pursuit of power. Cicero's life is a study in contrasts, a brilliant philosopher, yet a flawed politician, an idealist, yet a man of moral compromise. His intellectual contributions shaped Western thought, but his entry into politics led to his eventual downfall. Had Cicero stayed out of the political arena, he might have been remembered purely for his philosophy, standing shoulder to shoulder with Rome's greatest intellectuals. But in the end, Cicero's ambition and his belief that he could navigate the dangerous waters of Roman politics led to his tragic end. His story is a powerful reminder of the fine line between intellectual achievement and political maneuvering, and how ambition, when unchecked, can lead even the greatest minds to ruin. As we reflect on Cicero's life, we must consider the lessons it imparts about the interplay of intellect and ambition. It serves as a reminder to carefully weigh our pursuits and the potential consequences of our actions. Perhaps by understanding Cicero's journey, we can better navigate our own paths, appreciating the delicate balance between knowledge and power. If you enjoyed this exploration of Cicero's life, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing insights into history's greatest figures and their legacies. Let's continue to learn from the past as we shape our future.